Hey guys, welcome to Hometown History. I'm Jamie.
I'm Dami.
We just filmed an episode, season 2, episode 4 on Helen Horn's farm. Please go and watch it. It'll be on YouTube and then also Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Now we are doing our extra. I feel like we should do like spirit fingers, like extra. And our guest tonight is Zach Routson. He is going to talk to us about his farm, Hollow Creek Farm, but then also Sprout of Hope. So Sprout of Hope is his nonprofit organization that I was introduced with. It was actually Go Green in the City. I think the first year they had it, I was out walking on the street. He was there with 2 other guys that were like, hey, we're into farming and we farm and donate the food to inner city youth. Yeah. So Zach, tell us a little bit more about Sprout of Hope.
Yeah, so I guess that was 2018. So we got started that year, and it was me and two friends of mine. One I've known since middle school, another one we've met. We all worked in the restaurant business. So that's where our kind of connection came. And Sprout of Hope came about because we had just heard of the Covenant House in downtown Newark, which is a homeless shelter for youth, for kids, like teenagers.
Wow.
Was in need of like food, and they get perishable goods, they get donatable goods, but they don't get fresh produce. And so we just kind of decided, hey, we all had done gardening before, and it sounded like something cool to do. And we were sitting at the bar having a couple beers, and it sounded like an even better idea.
Naturally.
And like literally just kind of talked each other into it that we're going to do this, and we're going to see what happens because these kids need some fresh produce. And that's literally was the impetus for what Sprout of Hope became. And now we work with a couple community organizations, and we do weekly food distributions with some of these organizations. We had plots here at Horn Farm. This is where we started. And we've actually then had a second location up in Loganville, and we've now moved everything to that location. That's 5 acres up there.
Wow.
So we got a lot more. So we had 12 20 by 20 plots here. We now have 5 acres of land to play with up there. So that's kind of where that's grown. And in that same time, I've bought a personal piece of land and been converting that into our own little homestead.
So tell us about Hollow Creek Farm then.
So that was me and my fiance Ashley. We had always talked about just wanting to have our own little plot of land and doing something cool with it, making it work for us. And I'd always had gardens and vegetable gardens and grew up with that. And but my goal was to do something more tangible.
Sure.
Like that I wanted. A little, I guess, back up a little bit. So I'm also a bio major from York College. And
York College,
yeah.
And so
oddball out. Go Clarion.
So that kind of background also, like I just know that these natural systems can work for you, and that's kind of my philosophy about growing. Your garden is just like a community. It needs tended, to be successful and to be fruitful. And that's kind of like the philosophy I've taken with both my home gardens, my home homestead, with Sprout of Hope. It's kind of the whole idea behind it.
And it's working for you.
It seems to be working. I think.
How many acres do you have at your personal?
So I have
farm?
only about an acre and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to be bigger, but.
But you said you just got into beekeeping as well.
So yes, my first year beekeeping. It's also our first year raising chickens.
Okay.
So you go all in.
Yeah, I'm usually kind of just jump off.
Yeah.
So we do cut flowers. We have a little produce stand.
Wow. So you really like growing stuff.
I do.
Yeah.
It's just something about it. I mean
that's why your stuff grows so well.
I guess I don't know.
It does. No, I think
people say that. I mean, and
it really matters.
And
it makes
I do.
A difference.
Yeah. And
it does.
I tell people all the time, what's the missing ingredient? People say you got to care.
Oh wow. And that consistency. So tell me, I love my garden, but then it's hard to go on vacation. So do you never leave? Like you're stuck there, right?
Well, yeah, we laugh about that now because it was hard in previous years. That I tried to be as engineering as I can. I've come up with timers and
cool.
sprinkler systems.
You're like Thomas Jefferson
drip I'm trying to do drip irrigation this year, but yeah, adding in now more live animals. I guess we'll go on vacation in the winter.
Yeah. Chickens are a whole new level, but they're fun and they have personality.
No, and that's what I tell people about the chickens. Like they're like the greatest therapists because you can't be around them and watch them and not start laughing.
They're like dinosaurs.
Little feathered dinosaurs. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah. So people who are viewing who maybe not are entrenched in agriculture and looking just to get started, what's the starter plan?
Start to do it. Dig a hole in the ground and put something in it.
What should they plant first? Peppers, tomatoes?
Whatever you're going to eat.
Okay.
Because it's going to be something. Don't grow something you're not going to eat because you're not going to care if it does well.
Right.
Are there some plants that are easier than others? Sure. But have I also killed them?
We've all done that.
I mean, yeah, so it's really taken care of. But I mean, I would say if you like salads, get a pot and just grow the salad mix.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a great. You can grow on your porch. You don't have to dig a spot up in your yard.
I think that's another misnomer right there too. That of course land helps, but if you have containers, I mean, I've seen people take like milk jugs and they cut off the top and they plant some seeds in it. It's not like it's expensive. It can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be.
People grow things in their windowsills too.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have a front porch or a balcony.
That's very true.
I mean, some of the greatest success stories I've read about are some of these urban gardens that are, quarter acre, half acre, and they're providing, metric tons of food each year. Now, granted, I mean, a lot. Look, some of these like they're in like LA and Miami where they have year-round growing seasons. Right. But I mean, what you can do off your land if you're dedicated to doing it. It's pretty wild.
So since when you first started, like I know one of the challenges I had when I started gardening was I was raised around a family who also gardened, but I wasn't involved in it as much as I should have been as a kid. So I learned like the hard way. Like for example, I had a sheep for a while, and when it was time to go pick up the sheep, I took my Subaru Forester and I put the sheep in the back of my Subaru Forester. And the whole reason why I got this sheep was because I wanted to learn how to shear and knit. And it turns out it's a hair sheep. I didn't even do my research. People are like, you have your doctorate in agricultural history? Yes, this was me like 10 years ago.
You have your doctorate in sheep.
I've learned.
Sheep husbandry was not part of the doctoral program.
But that's what's great about farming is it's so forgiving. And as long as you're committed to then improving and learning, and there's a community of people to help you. So throughout your process, have you had any mishaps?
Every day.
Or misconceptions?
Well, the one misconception you always have if you're growing a garden is how much time is involved. Yeah. Right. I mean, it is time consuming, and if no matter how good of a system you get down, you're going to have to spend time in it. So I think it's the point, though.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, mistakes are how you learn. I mean, everything I do now is not the way I started because I had an idea, we tried it, and you learn really quickly either A, it works, or B, it kind of works, or it's a disaster.
You're always learning.
But a lot of times the disaster is what you learn the most from.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't learn from the stuff that works half the bit. You learn from the stuff that didn't work. I'm not doing that again.
Right.
So it forces you to find a new way to do something.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is cool. One of my favorite things that I like to grow are herbs for my kitchen. Like going out and cutting cilantro or rosemary or thyme. I mean, I know you're a salsa fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Your peppers and tomatoes.
She makes a good salsa.
We'll have to put a little competition up sometime.
A salsa cook-off will come to history. I'll be the judge, and so will Jim.
Yeah, and that's the other part. I love about gardening, and we talk about it, is the ability to produce your own stuff, preserve your own stuff,
right.
And then the great part of that is sharing it.
It's gratifying.
It is
when you get to eat the meal that you grew, and you're sharing it with family and friends.
Middle of winter when you crack open that green bean can, you think, I grew these.
Yeah, like that's what I'm so stoked about with the bees. I'm like, I can't wait to be like, just give someone a jar of honey and say, this came from here. You know what I mean? Like,
that's exciting.
Yeah, and that's just what's great about growing your own stuff. I mean, like giving someone a bowl of strawberries, like my neighbors when they come up. Stuff like it's awesome.
That is very cool. And you're speaking to the community part of it as well.
Right.
When a part of my research was looking at preppers as a comparison, and I posted on Preppers Forum just like questions about why people are growing their own food, what's their motivators, and their community is not as open. I'm scared. Hopefully no one's watching that is a super prepper, but they, so what I did was I posted to this forum and I asked for help, and someone commented back that if they were my professor and they saw Preppers Forum today in the citations, that they would take my paper and shred it because it wasn't worth anything. And I actually got upset. I've never been trolled before. That never happened to me before. Whereas like homesteaders are the exact opposite, especially in York County. They're like, come on over, I'll show you.
Right. It's all about community when you're a homesteader because you need your community to survive.
Right, yeah.
If you run out of something, you go to the neighbor's homestead for it.
And when you go on vacation, to water your plants.
Exactly. Take care of your
Dami, are you busy next month? Because I think
I wanted to take care of the cat when you were away, but someone beat me to it. How water your plants?
Yeah. So tell us plans for the future. You have continued to grow and change, adjust.
There's got to be more.
Yeah. So the plan. There's the plan for our house, Hollow Creek Farm, for our little plot of land is to. I really want to turn. I mean, the term's probably overused, like a food forest, but like that's kind of the idea I'm going for. Sure. I want to return the land to a, not, I don't want to say strictly native, but to a system that works for us and works for the animals around us and for the people around us and nature around us. You know, we have when we moved in there, it was all grass.
Wow.
I mean, it was one hillside of brambles, and everything else was one big maple tree, 2 big pine trees, and everything else was grass. We're slowly trying to get rid of as much grass as possible, so that's a kind of long-term goal. I do want to put an orchard in.
Oh,
Very
what are you going to plant first? Pawpaws?
Pawpaws will be in there. Pawpaws will be in there. Apples will be in
Imperial
there for
apples.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, York County's we're lucky enough we can grow a lot. You
Yeah.
know, plums. I mean, American plum is a really cool
Love
native
plums.
American.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's one I want to try to grow.
Do you have blueberries?
I do. We did have blueberries. The deer.
Darn deer.
Yeah,
Jamie knows all about
deer
that.
got rid of all of our blueberries, but now the whole yard is fenced in. So all acre and a half is completely fenced in,
That helps.
and so they've been staying over in the wetlands. So yeah, we're gonna put blueberries back in.
So you're also a dad,
I am.
and you've got to see your 3 beautiful babies also now get involved. And so what's it like as a parent and seeing your child engage in what they've grown?
Well, my 8-year-old loves it. I mean, sometimes she complains about the work, you know, but she loves actually, you know, when we're eating something out of the garden, she's still amazed by it. Or when we made cherry jam last year, and you know, she gets, or the tomato sauce that we eat all the time that she knows is from the tomatoes
That's
last
cool.
year. Yeah, she gets it, and she's now really super excited about the chickens. And so hopefully I'll get her to be doing some more work there.
Work around the chickens.
Yeah, the younger ones are still kind of hanging out. Now
Yeah.
Maverick's too. He loves to help me dig big holes in the garden, but that's about all he's good for right now is digging holes.
Hey, whatever help you can get, right?
Yeah.
But these kids are getting an amazing experience learning about where their food comes
absolutely.
from. In York, there is a farm called Fresh Food Farms, and it's an urban farm where you can go and you can contribute, you can help. I know they bring students there and kids. They don't really have a lot of fences, and it's by design. It's supposed to be a community space where people are welcomed. And because of that, when I was there, now I guess it's been a few months ago, any type of like graffiti or vandalism didn't happen. It wasn't a thing because it's almost like a garden is a sacred space.
Okay.
But when people go onto it, they know that they are in a realm of life and tenderness and caring. And we see that what's neat about gardening is it transcends race and gender and class. I mean, anybody can plant something in the ground and watch it grow. I mean, in the Harm Farm here, I mean, you walk around the garden plots and there's so much diversity with people, and all you have to do is strike up a conversation and start talking to someone about...
I tell you all the time, I call this place the laboratory because like this is where our community garden started with Sprout of Hope, and that's what it is over there. You have 20 or 30 people doing things all with from an ecological responsible standpoint, but everyone doing something different. So you get to learn, you get to see what works for other people, you get to see, and you have just this plethora of knowledge of the people who work here who also share that belief.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good stuff.
And another area in downtown New York is NENA, the Northeast Neighborhood Association. They also have community garden plots. And I remember talking to the woman in charge, and she explained how when you have someone that's from Sierra Leone and then from Jamaica, and they all come and they grow like peppers, and the peppers are all similar, but then they come to a potluck dinner where they all come at the end of the season, and everyone has this different dish of the same vegetables that they grew based off of their like ethnic heritage and what they came to this area with knowing. It was just very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The favorite dish that you make from your food?
Oh,
Stumped him.
fried okra.
Really?
Interesting.
I love fried okra.
Okay.
Oh man, that's hard though. I love everything pickled. I pickle everything.
Okay.
Pickled beets.
So how do you like fried okra? Just you take the
So
okra.
you just take it, cut into little inch pieces. Throw it in some like, a little egg wash, and then roll it in some flour, some seasoned flour. Pop it in some hot oil. I usually do like a spicy ketchup or a mayo chup.
Oh, I was just in Puerto Rico. That's like a
mayo
thing.
chup, pink sauce.
It's like mayo and ketchup
Pink
together.
sauce.
Dip it in everything. It's very unique. I liked it. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do it all the time, but I appreciated the cultural tourism that I experienced.
Yeah, so fried okra and that, a little fried okra and ranch, good stuff.
One thing that kills me is when I can something wrong or I make something wrong. A dish just doesn't turn out because it's just like I spent literally hours on this thing. Have you had that happen?
Yeah, because I've tried. So I tried to get into the fermenting, So they're a little trickier there. So I've had some stuff come out that I think was safe to eat.
Botulism.
But I don't know if I wanted to eat it. Like it's either maybe too much salt or you know like that. But I mean there's definitely times I've made some tomato sauce and you're like, oh, it looks great on the shelf, and you pull it down and you're like, man, white film.
Oh man,
mold.
that is so disheartening.
And it does, but it comes with the territory.
It does. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So any takeaways for our audience members on agriculture?
Just do it. I mean, like not steal from Nike. Just do it. No, like seriously. I mean, if it is like we talked about, growing some flowers on your porch or a container with tomatoes in it, just to get your hands in the dirt. I mean, I tell people all the time that to me has been the greatest like therapy, stress relief for me.
Yep.
Because it's one of those things. It's an activity you have to focus when you're doing it. So it does kind of just make all the stuff around you melt away.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, that's what's just fun about getting in the garden for me. So that's why I always tell someone to do that.
Just try it.
Yeah.
10 minutes. Cool. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. If you want to go watch our other episode, it is on Facebook Live and eventually YouTube, where we talk about the Helen Farm. So thanks, guys.
So thank you, everybody.